Alright guys, so in this video we are going to talk about preparation for the post-UTME. Now, UTME naturally, or the post-UTME, is an exam that is reading after the UTME examination. From the name, post-UTME, after the UTME. So what is the UTME examination? Now the UTME examination is an exam that is organized by JAM, which is the Joint Admission Matriculation Board, in order to admit students into their desired course of study. It's usually a 4-paper exam. That means you are required to write 4 papers during the course of the exam, depending on what you are going for. Now, UTME means the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, and that tells you that it's an exam that is written in order for you to get into tertiary institution. Now, some schools are at liberty to set their post-UTME in order to further screen down the students that will get into the university. For instance, if the cutoff mark is like 150, now thousands of students may get 150, but only, let's say, a few will be allotted the space to gain admission into the particular department. Let's say, for instance, medicine, like let's say 5,000 people may apply for medicine. At the end of the day, they may only take 50. So there's another exam that is taken, which is the post-UTME, to screen more persons out. Now, how do you adequately prepare for this post-UTME? I usually tell people, and I tell students, that preparation for post-UTME is like a continuation of the preparation for UTME, which most of us call JAM. JAM is a board that organizes the exam. The name of the exam they organize is UTME, which is the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. The board is JAM. That is why they call it the Joint Admission Matriculation Board. Are you getting? The board that actually organizes this exam. So now, how do you prepare for these examinations? I usually say something talking about adequate preparation. Said you can't outperform your level of preparation unless by luck. You can't outperform your level of preparation unless by luck. Now, the exam is mainly objective, and some people are lucky enough. I have a friend then, when there was a time I was teaching some students, and it happens to be that one of them was my friend, and this girl, she didn't prepare so well for her physics exam, that is the UTME exam. And when she went, she said she just bowed down her head, prayed, and then she started clicking. And at the end of the day, she got the highest score in the physics. So sometimes luck may help some persons, but it's not always the case. The probability that luck may help you on that day of the exam is 0. So let's take it like that. So you can't outperform your level of preparation unless by luck. So it depends on your level of preparation. Your level of preparation will determine if you get into your desired course of study or you won't get into it. Now, the next thing we need to do is, we need to know about is that when you are going for the exam, you've known that you need to prepare, you need to read, you need to study. But then what are you going to study? Now, the things that you are going to study, or the subject you are going to study, are your 4 subject combinations, and English is a compulsory subject, and then we have mathematics, physics, and chemistry for engineering, while for the medical sciences you have biology, chemistry, and physics in addition to English language. But every department, like the art, the social sciences, I'm just giving an example here, the art, the social sciences rather, they have their own 4 subject combinations for the exam, and that is where your questions are going to come from. So if you are writing for engineering, for instance, you should be expecting to see questions, or to meet questions from English, questions for mathematics, questions for chemistry, and then questions from physics. Now, the next thing we are going to look at is what to read. Now, you are preparing, you already know your 4 subject combination. What material are you going to read? Now, one thing that you should know, that your JAM examination is mostly your post-UTME examination rather is mostly taken from your UTME past question papers. Note this, your post-UTME examinations in most schools, not all schools anyway, schools like DELSU, they usually give aptitude tests. And then there are some other schools that add current affairs to it. But in most cases, your post-UTME examinations, for those in NDU, your post-UTME examinations will come from the JAM examination. So the materials that you used in preparation for your JAM or they call it jam, so everybody just take it as jam, but it's UTME. But for the sake of this lecture, I'm going to use jam. Now the materials you use for your jams are the same material that you use for your post-UTME examination. Now one thing I usually do if I'm the one that will write the post-UTME examinations, one thing I will do is that I'll follow the jam syllabus word to word. Now you can't read the jam syllabus within this short period of time. You can't. So one thing you can actually do is look at the jam syllabus and then take topic by topic analysis. There are some topics that you have actually you have a good foundation on. Those topics you don't need to waste your time studying them again. So you go towards, or you go to studying other topics entirely that you know that okay, you don't have firm foundations in. For instance, in chemistry, there's one topic that you must surely meet, and that is electrolysis. You must surely miss questions on electrolysis. You must surely miss questions on how to calculate number of moles and the rest. So those topics that you know that they frequently repeat themselves, those are the topics that you study more. And then also there are some topics like electricity in physics is something that must come out, and then question will come out from wave. So those are the topics that you should study very, very well. And most times electricity and wave is like the ending part of physics, especially electricity when you talk about alternating current and direct current. Now most students don't usually read to that extent, talk about transformers and the rest, and at the end of the day when you get to the exam, that is where you see the questions coming from, and you be like, you don't even know where the questions came from. AC and DC, you may not see questions like Newton's laws of motion, those cheap questions, you may not come to see them. Now when to read, or before we talk about when to read, after you must have taken you must have done the topic by topic analysis, the next thing you need to do is to solve past questions. Now the post-UTME examination, like I told you, that is mostly repetition of your UTME past questions from NGU. For other schools like DSU, they use aptitude test and general knowledge test, like aptitude test and general knowledge on, that's what they call current affair here, right? So you should take that, then you should solve past questions. Having done topic by topic analysis, now you need to select each of the topic. Now there's this app Edukoya. Now Edukoya will help you to actually select the topic, the questions topic by topic, and I'm also doing that. So but you should follow Edukoya because Edukoya have the complete list of all the topics that you have in chemistry, physics, biology, maths, and their past questions arranged. For instance, if you talk about Newton's laws of motion, you see like 50 questions under Newton's laws of motions. Are you getting it? So that is the one you should follow through. So you should solve past questions. Now, when to read. Now, some persons prefer reading in the morning, some prefer reading at night. For me, I like reading during the day, maybe very early in the morning and during the rest of the day, because here I stay is very quiet. So if I'm reading, there's nobody that will actually disturb me. I like using the other time to read news, go online, argue on elections and some other stuffs. So please, there should be time that is set out, and when you are setting out time to read, please make sure that you stick to that schedule, because you actually do more and you adapt more when you have a particular period that you are reading. For instance, if your reading is between 8 to 10, make sure that it's 8 to 10 every day. Your body will be programmed to it in such a way that within that 8 to 10, you just find yourself carrying your books without nobody telling you what to do or what not to do. And the last thing I want to say is the final words. Another thing is, for those of you that have not prepared for the examinations, please make sure you start preparing. It's not too late. You still have about 1 month to go. Now for those in Uniben and other schools, you still have a long time because they've not actually set their post-UTME date. Uniport, you still have time to go, and other schools. Now the final words, it says, for which of you desiring to build a tower does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it? For if you lay the foundation and are not able to complete it, everyone who sees it will ridicule you. Now listen, you should at least draw some meaning from what is written here. Say, for which of you desiring to build a tower, for which of you desiring to write an exam does not first sit down and count the cost. What does it take? What sacrifice must I make to pass this examination, whether he has enough to complete it, whether you have the enough zeal or the enough enthusiasm to complete it. For if you lay the foundation, if you don't read very well, you just read small. Small means lay the foundation. Maybe you just started reading, after a week you didn't continue again, and you are not able to finish it. You are not able to get the best out of it. You say everyone who sees you, what would they see? The result. Everyone who sees your result will laugh at you and will ridicule you. Are you getting it now? So please don't start reading today and don't start preparation today and then just end along the way. Try as much as possible to strive to finish up your preparation for the examinations. And that will be all for this particular video. Thank you very much for your time. Bye bye. See you at the top.